Hello and welcome back to Europa Universalis 4. I am Lord Forwind, here playing once again as Tunis. Everyone should probably notice that I'm using a different mic today. My old mic has kind of started to hit the dust, so I've got a new one. So hopefully this one sounds better. It's a bit of a higher quality mic, and we're going to go from here. So we are still in a war against the Mamelukes, unfortunately. They have managed to mount a bit of a comeback, but the Ottomans' rest of their army is arriving. They did manage to stack wipe one of my armies, so we're working on rebuilding that. Other than that, we're doing pretty good. I turned off one of the autonomy reductions in one of my provinces because really they weren't. It was already to low autonomy. So that's good news. We're starting to actually make the Central African lands profitable. We are also colonizing the Gold Coast here to get another center of trade. So currently we have about 10% of the trade in this node, which is good. If we can eventually get our capital into Europe, we'll be able to turn that into a trade company region, and we should be making tons more money. So anyway, that's the long-term goal. Right now, the short-term goal is to survive this war and hopefully, we're lucky, be given Alexandria. However, we just lost the Siege of Alexandria, which really sucks, but that was thanks to the Ottomans kind of walking away from the war for a couple minutes, which was weird. So also one of my vassals here's land is being occupied by rebels, but that's not a problem because they are they are pretender rebels, so they'll still stay loyal to me even if they do revolt and succeed at it. So overall, not too worried about that. The bigger focus is to rebuild this army to some semblance of actually having a military. 16 troops is not enough to actually fight any wars at this point. We're back up to 11, so that's going pretty good. Throw that guy back in there. Might as well have them drill while we're waiting. And, well, the Ottomans are smashing the Mamelukes, just like they usually do. So if we can get Alexandria here, we have a half-decent chance of being given this province. Its war score is 12, so if we had about 12 or so participation, we might be able to get it. We'll see, though, because the Ottomans don't necessarily give up provinces that in the long run they're going to want, which is all this area. Ooh, that's nice. Custodianship of Bede. Gets us 100 gold, which we will immediately probably turn into upgrading our army a bit more here. We definitely need some more infantry, and I might even throw in an additional cannon. Do that. That way that army is mostly back to the size it was before. We've got a 9% tech penalty here, but I'm going to take this tech because it will give us more states. So between now and when we actually manage to get the institution, which is about 1,000 some odd gold away, we'll actually be able to expand, which I've been looking forward to actually be able to expand again. Specifically, I want to just take out Mosi, Bonamen, and Fulo over here. So secure that region. We don't really have to worry too much about Portugal attacking us because we have the Ottomans on our side. I don't even know if they're allied to Castile anymore. No, they're not. So we don't have to worry about that unholy Castilian-Portuguese alliance to take over North Africa. Our big issue is we just have to secure our current borders and keep up in tech. This is the last institution, of course, that's localized, so once that's gone, we'll be doing a lot better. And I'm really looking forward to not having to constantly dev provinces to get institutions. I'll have to tell you that. It's a little bit much. I mean, obviously we can keep doing it, but prefer not to. We've taken Alexandria. Nice. And there's war exhaustion coming from them. We are going to... Oh, we'll give them more local authority. Really doesn't matter too much. And our explorer, unlike historically, in this case, the North Africans have explored the vast majority of the world long before the Europeans have. On the other hand, at this point in time, the North Africans knew about more of the world than the Europeans did, because they knew all the way to the end of the Muslim world, which is all the way over to here. So they probably already knew about China, and well, everyone knew about China, but they probably knew a little bit better than the Europeans did. Okay, once we take that, I'm thinking we're probably going to leave the war. We're not going to leave the war, but we might. Actually, we might be able to leave the war. No, we don't. We need 10 more square. We don't have it. Darn. We could march south and occupy Aswan, which would get us a little bit more land. War square, rather. And the institution is still slowly spreading. It's 2 provinces, but oof, it's going to take forever to get to these things. Oh well, it's nice to know that we have the institution. We can also go raiding now, so let's do that. We don't have to worry too much about the Mameluke fleet, considering the Ottomans currently are beating it up. And we got nothing out of that. However, we did get 30 favors. So the war was over. As expected, we didn't actually get anything. But 30 favors should allow us to pretty much lock in the Ottomans as an ally for the rest of the game, honestly. 100% trust is really good. And the Ottomans didn't actually have claims on that, so they've just massively offended a very large portion of the Muslim world. Might be a coalition against them. I don't think it'll go anywhere, but it should slow down their expansionism for a little while. And we can start moving our troops down here to attack these guys, assuming I still have a claim on their lands, which I don't. Okay. These guys look to be the one to attack, because they're allied to Fullo. If I attack Bonamen, I get Mossi as well, so I could do whatever I wanted. But for now, we're going to plot against these guys, take over hopefully both of them. Maybe I will vassalize Fullo here, I'm not entirely sure yet. They are a different religious country, and we did take the Religious Wars war score cost, so it should be easier to take them over. We've apparently found Wampanoag in North America. There we go. And Androscoggin. So, progress is being made on that front, that's for sure. We could support a slightly larger military, but I don't think we're going to. Right now we want to raid. I'm actually thinking it might be worth investing this money I get here, not in the institution, which is doable, but probably more in building a fleet that can actually fight the Europeans. So that way the next war against Aragon should hopefully end with us managing to take over Sicily and maybe a little bit into Naples. I'm thinking that's probably a better plan. We really do need a navy, but on the other hand, we are getting an absolutely absurd amount of gold this time. I think this is our most profitable raids yet. Unfortunately, Morocco is also raiding at the same time we are, which is slowing this down a bit. Yeah, see, they completely blocked off our raiders. So we got 500, we need 1,000. You know what, I might just build a fleet. I can support 5 ships, so we might do 5 heavies. Can we afford that? Oh, in the long term. Let's check next month. No, we can't afford 5 heavies, but I'm still probably going to build it anyway. On the other hand, I could also upgrade my ships, which might actually be just as good. Because I can talk to the merchants, right, for ships eventually. They need 40 influence. Okay, what can I give you? I could give them Benghazi. Probably not worth it. What else could I give them? I could give them Timbuktu. I've already given them Gao. I could give them Messina. That might help a little bit. Be 37 influence. Jenne would push it to 42. Okay, so we should be able to draft ships for war and a New World trade company, which will speed up our colonizing speed a fair amount. So that's good. We will aid the suffering natives. And you know what? I might actually build a shipyard here or somewhere, just so that we have a slightly increased force limit, naval force limit, because we're going to have to do that eventually anyway. Also, before I forget completely, if you guys don't necessarily like the way the mic's sounding, let me know so I can fix it and improve it, because this is only my first day working with it, so there might be a little bit of issues to work out in the long run. But it seems to work better. Flanders has joined the Republic. Nice. Brabant still has not, which means the Dutch are getting crushed by East Frisia of all countries. Interesting. I thought the Dutch had allies. Aachen. Oh, that's why. Achin's not what you'd call a great military powerhouse usually. Okay. Couple more months here until we got enough spy network to fabricate a claim against Mosi or Mosai. We are tied in tech with them, but I think we've got more troops. Plus, we'll be able to call in our March should join us because they know where we are now. That's an additional 10. I suppose I could try and get another cannon, which would speed things up a bit. There we go. Oh, we're gonna have to send an army down there, aren't we? African Congolese rebels. Loangani rebels, I guess. That's another area we're going to want to expand at some point, Congo, but they're allied to Castile, which is going to make it rather difficult. But, of course, to get Sons of Carthage, we do have to invade Iberia, so that's going to take a little while. How are we doing on that front? We don't actually need any more provinces in North Africa. We just need all the islands and some of Aragon. So we'll work towards that, but that's why we're building the fleet. So hopefully that will matter. We'll take the prestige hit. We'll get a claim on probably their capital, so it's cheaper to core. And I'm going to wait till I squash these rebels if possible before I actually go to attack them. Sorry about that, sneezing. Okay, Aragon is still fabricating claims on me, how typical. And they are going to attack me, which means this will be a reasonably easy victory. There we go. Some AI is attacking me. What can we do here? We really do want the tech, but... well, right now we've got a 10% discount because of France, so we're actually balancing out the institution cost a bit. We could get ideas, but the next ideas aren't anything special for us. So I'll delay on that. I'll stay where we are now. We're still improving relations with threats, which is a good move. The Ottomans are 100% trust with us, which hopefully will keep them loyal for the rest of the game. It is the Ottomans, so I have my doubts. What else are we looking at? We can't convert anything because right now our income is not the best. But let's move down here. Mothball that fleet because we're not going to need it during this war, at least. Okay, there we go. In position, war will begin. Our goal is to wipe this country pretty much off the map. We can support how many? We can take 3, 5. We can take 8 whole provinces, so we should be good on taking out all their lands. At least Mossi's or Mossai's. I really don't know how to say these names, so try my best. At least we can afford advisors now, which is making up for sometimes poor rulers. Could also barrage that, but I'm thinking save the monarch power. Send this army to hunt down this army. Hopefully we can catch them. Actually, you know what? I might let them run a little bit wild up there because I don't think they're going to get anywhere. It's taking the fort that's the real problem. Unfortunately, there's no real way to build a good line of forts along here to block people. I will take this, though, get us the Muslim Musketeers, which is a pretty good power boost for us. And it was actually still cheaper than it should have been because of the wonderful legalism bonus. And free army professionalism. I am always a fan of free army professionalism. Army professionalism being one of these more slightly broken mechanics in the game at the moment. Especially if you spend a lot of time drilling. It's very good for small nations, and I do like that it allows small nations a huge reserve. The problem is it allows the Ottomans to have essentially infinite manpower. because the AI Ottomans drill a lot. Anyway, that's my little soapbox for the episode. What are we looking at? They are sieging this. They're fine sieging that. 3 attrition. I'll leave you to suffer and die there. If we can get religious ideas complete, we can get 4 attrition a month, which would be really nice. Okay. Gold Coast, 410. We'll take that. Still slightly positive, which is amazing. I'm going to send you... Oh, wow. That might be the most effective my march has been in a while. They're already occupying land for me. Now I just got to hunt down this army here, which is starting to occupy pretty terrible land, but it's the AI. We've got naval morale, which is really good. I want both of my rulers to survive. Castile's only tech 13, so we're actually keeping up with the Europeans almost. They're keeping up with the Joneses, or even modern reference being like, I don't know, the Kardashians, but much more pressing when it comes to surviving wars. Okay. Castile won election again. I honestly wish Great Britain would win. You know, you could probably add Great Britain to the HRE, could you? No, there's too much. Well, actually they could. If they added these 2 provinces to the HRE, they could snake their way into the HRE. That would be... If the AI manages to add England to the HRE, I might just go, yeah, that was the best part of this game so far. They probably out even performed me. Seeing as I don't think I've added England to the HRE, have I? No, I don't think I have. Despite my really good England game, I didn't actually add that. General died in the middle of a battle. It's too bad. Okay. This guy's forts have fallen. But he's not willing to surrender land. I doubt it would demand over 100 war score. I guess we won't do that. I do want to take a good portion of this guy's lands, since I can't vassalize him. Apparently he's just really large, which is strange. Probably because they're not the primary person in the war. That penalty is huge. The more I play, I realize how painful that penalty really is to a conqueror. Nope, not good enough. We want more. We're all about the larger and more amounts of lands. What I really would like to do is do something like the coast, so that Portugal can't expand anymore, but clearly that's not going to work. Oh well. We'll see. We'll occupy all their land and then we'll see what they think of this. 2 negative events in 1 month. That's just unlucky. Failed rain, loss of professionalism, and our explorer died. Oof, our heir has died. That's not good. And we got a bad heir. I didn't want the low legitimacy one. Also, could we put out the fact that I'm pretty sure Aragon is colonizing? Yeah, that's unusual. Since when did AI Aragon colonize? Was that Prussia formed? I think Prussia's been formed. More importantly, we can get another general here. Yes, Prussia has in fact formed. Oh, wow. That is gonna be interesting. A lot of countries are doing well here. Brunswick's doing well. Savoy is huge. Burgundy, unfortunately, is dying. Saxony is stable. The Palatinate. Can we point out the fact that that is a very successful AI Palatinate? Usually they don't do nearly as good. What are we looking for with Low over here? Still wanting to stay in the war. We'll invest in the idea of a superior navy, even if we're not going to get it. No. We actually have a navy we can be semi-proud of now. 7 heavy ships, I think we have. Really want you guys out of the war. There we go. I can do that. Take a little bit of cash. The sooner I can create a stable sub-Saharan region here, the sooner I will really start expanding in Europe. I just don't want the Europeans to pick off this land, because I've seen Portugal or even Castile conquer this region, and it makes them so much stronger. It's terrifying. 215 though. Oh, wow. Must be this province. No? This province? Oh, this is the former Mali capital, that's why. I don't think I'll give it to anybody right now. International bookmarks have now been made. Cool. Okay, we've retaken that. That means that army is trapped. We still need a new air game. Give me an air. Or rather, just give me monarch points at this point. Military support. Can we boost that higher? Minister. I don't want to risk giving them any more, unfortunately. Minister 80, 150. That's worth it. We'll take 400 gold from them. Really make them unhappy with us. 100. No, we'll just take admin power. Ugh, and then we lose some of it immediately. Darn. Grand Bake's fisheries have been discovered off Newfoundland. Nice. We should be able to take out most of this country. Most of it, yeah. Not completely exactly what we need. Plus this will overextend us, but I want to do it. There we go. Should hopefully solve some of these long-term problems. There we go. Obviously, we're going to have a bit of a challenge to keep our empire stable in the meantime, but I'm honestly okay with having to deal with that. It's not like we can't afford to, is my point. We'll do that. This army will move down there and then have it do the same. How overextended are we? 102%. Okay. We're also going to have to shift some of this land into actual states, but that's going to come once we core it all. Which we're going to be spending a lot of admin power coring this region, but we've now managed to pick up much better development land than some of this. So, fair deal. We've expanded once more. We are up to 861 development with an average autonomy of 51.2. Not bad, actually. It's just going to take a lot of monarch points to stabilize, but I think that's worth it. Those guys were starting to catch up to me in tech. And we are pretty well stuck until this institution spreads a bit more. Either that or we're allowed to go raiding again. 5 years till raiding. It'll take a while. Colonies up to 600 development, or 600 colonists. That's 600 development. Oh my. If we had, we'd be doing really well. We will negotiate with the minority. Better to keep them happy with us. And then we will suppress as many rebels as possible in this area. Won't solve all the rebel problems, but 2% reduction in rebelliousness is more than worth it. Plus, once these lands start to get cored, this overextension will go away, and then everything should become much more stable. We just really need to core it before these revolts all fire, which this one's going to fire really soon. I don't actually have enough troops there. Oh well. I might have to pull my troops over to deal with that revolt. Or I could just harsh treat them a little bit. I might harsh treat them a little bit for now. So, I think that will probably be the end of this episode here. Boy, rebels, rebels, rebels. And we will deal with stabilizing this next episode. Unfortunately, I can't do too much here. We lose legitimacy, but we don't even have an heir, which is strange. It's been one of the longer times without a Sunni country I have not had an heir. Well, I have to stop here, so thank you guys all for watching. Hopefully you guys are liking this new mic. I still have to play around with the settings a little bit, so be a little bit lenient in making up your mind one way or the other. And I will see you guys all next time, probably tomorrow. Bye for now.